How to start a wholesaling business in less than 30 days. Hey guys, it's Rick Ginn, and this video is for those of you that are looking to start your wholesaling business and actually want to put together a highly profitable wholesaling business and put it together in less than 30 days. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe notification button to continue to receive the best information on wholesaling today. So before I get into showing you the basic strategies to set up this business, you got to understand two simple rules to really be effective and set this business up. Number one, you got to lose your ego. Your ego is your ability for you to protect yourself and always be right. It's actually your fake persona. And for you to truly learn and open up, especially to a new concept like wholesaling, you have to get rid of your ego. And once you lose your ego, you are open to learning, absorbing new information, and actually putting it into play. Rule number two is really simple, is you are going to have to take an extraordinary amount of action to be successful. Keep in mind, you're going from zero, you want to get to 100 miles an hour, you're going to have an incredible amount of energy in the beginning, and that's what we're going to talk about in developing your wholesaling business model today. So let's talk about it. There are three phases to wholesaling, and I'm going to break this down into each of the three phases and show you how to implement an action plan to get your business up and running in 30 days or less. Number one is marketing. This is your ability to reach out and find and locate sellers that are interested in selling their homes. And we're specifically looking for what we call motivated sellers because that's where the best wholesale deals are at. The second phase is called acquisitions. And basically, this is when you meet with your sellers, when you converse with your sellers, and when you sign contracts with your sellers. To be honest with you, this is the part that most people get hung up on, and it's really not that challenging. You just need to get some experience and get some wisdom into it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Phase three is dispositions. This is basically when you already have your properties under contract and you are selling your contracts to cash buyers. And guys, this is it. This is the three phases of wholesaling. Now, I'm going to give you a simple rule in each one of them. We call it the 3-3-1 rule. If you had 7 hours in a day, you would spend 3 hours marketing, you'd spend 3 hours on acquisitions, and you spend 1 hour on dispositions. If you apply the 3-3-1 rule to the three sections I'm going to teach you right now, you are well on your way to getting your business up and running. I'm going to go to my whiteboard here, and I think it's just easier for me to kind of write it out for you, and it'll visually help you put these three phases into effect. So the first one, as I said, is going to be marketing. And to be honest with you, marketing, and remember, we're going to use the 3 rule on it, meaning marketing is your ability to go out and locate motivated sellers. And honestly, this is the sweet spot in wholesaling. You have to master marketing. Without your ability to marketing, you have no product to sell to your end buyers, which is your cash buyers. You have to become a marketing ninja. You have to be really good at this. And honestly, if you can't figure out marketing, you don't have to worry about the other two phases of wholesaling. So in the beginning, most of your effort, if not all of your effort, should be laser focused on marketing. Now, here's the really cool part. This video is not all that long, and I would love to spend 5 hours with you teaching wholesaling. If you want to go into detail, the first phase to get started in wholesaling is go over to freewholesaling.com. I go into depth with my son on all phases of wholesaling, even past the 3 phases I'm teaching here right now. We're going to give you scripts. We're going to give you actual recordings. We're going to give you contracts. We're going to give you absolutely everything you need. So make sure you go over there. Now, what I don't want you to do is sit there and study it for weeks, if not months on end. And the modules are in perfect sequential order. They're going to start with marketing. Once you go through the marketing one, you now need to get off your computer and take the action that's required. That's how you truly run a wholesaling business. Nobody waits till they know everything, because I'm 21 years, I'm still learning something new every day. Nor should you wait till you master every phase of marketing. The most important is understand a strategy and go out there and implement it. Take a massive amount of action. Marketing is the key when you start out in wholesaling. So the first phase on marketing is what we call list building. And this is nothing more than a list of customers that have the potential to sell you a property at a discount. Now, remember, when there's smoke, there's fire. I'm going to break down the simplest ways you can get started in your first 30 days to build your list. So the first one is a technique we call driving for dollars. D's for driving. Number 4 is obvious. And then the dollar sign. Driving for dollars. And this is just your ability to go out and find ugly houses. Rick, what's an ugly house? It's an ugly house. It's got boarded up windows. It looks like crap in the neighborhood. It's covered in mold. It's got a blue tarp on it and the grass is super high. Find ugly houses. You're going to find people that have problems with the house, and your job is to locate them so you can make them an offer on their house. Create a win-win situation. Remember, we want to help people out. So that's the first phase. The next one's what we call government lists. This is a phrase that me and my son have coined, and they're any lists that come from your county courthouse that are derived from some sort of government action. Now, an example of these lists, they're going to be pre-foreclosures. They're going to be probates. I love probates. That's when somebody passed away and they own a piece of property. The other one is going to be your eviction list. You can do divorce. Guys, these lists go on forever. And the really cool part is these lists are 100% free and you get it direct from the source. Remember, we're looking for houses that potentially have problems. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, you can go on and move to your county and your city and you can get what we call code violation lists. These are people that have not conformed to the city policies. Usually they got high grass. They let the house go in disarray. The neighbors are complaining about it and they have to correct the action or they get a fine against their house. That is a great indication you could have a motivated seller. You can also do the fire damaged properties you get from your fire department. And then you can get what we call a water shutoff list from your utility department. These are people that have stopped paying their water bills. Guys, listen, you ain't paying your water bill. You ain't taking a shower. You're definitely not cleaning the house. Where there's smoke, there's fire. We want to help these people out and create a win-win situation. Now, the last type of list that you can do are what we call like a paid list. And don't worry, the paid list, you get a trial service on them. They're like $99 a month, but they're extremely efficient because you get 10,000 leads on them. And you can use listrei.com. I know my handwriting is rough, but I'll put it as a graphic below this. And listrei.com, you have the ability to go in there and produce 10,000 lists. You can get the pre-probates, which covers anybody who's passed away with a property. You can get tired landlords. You can get vacant homes. All these houses need help. They need an offer, and that's where you and me, the wholesaler, come in to save the day. We've built our list. We've found how to get the prospects. So now we have a general list. And I don't care if you went out driving for dollars, if you got it off your government list, the more you get, the better, because the more people you can reach out to, the more opportunities you're going to have. Remember, you're starting an uphill battle and you need momentum. And to get momentum, you're going to have to give the hardest push possible. So whatever your list is, 10 times it. If you're going to go out and get 100 driving for dollars leads, go get 400, get 500, get as many as you can because you need the numbers in your favor when you get started out, especially in your first 30 days. So now we have to pick what we call our marketing median. And this is just a fancy way is you have to find a way to deliver your marketing message. Now, if you're starting out in your first 30 days, most likely you're going to start out cold calling. Why cold calling? Because all you have to do is skip trace someone's number, which basically you look up their number on truepeoplesearch.com, the owner of the property, and you call them up and see if they're interested in selling the property. Why is it so effective? Because you don't have to get in a car and you can scale it because you save a ton of time and you only work with people that truly want to work with you. The other one is what we call SMS texting, and that is a real scalable way to get your message across. We have all sorts of services within freewholesaling.com. We can show you how to do it. The other one, you can do direct mail. Most people don't start out doing this in wholesaling because it takes a little bit of skill set to talk to sellers and some money to get going in that. And then the other technique we like to use here is what we call reverse driving for dollars. And basically you are going to use your government lists, like simply a foreclosure, and basically take a yellow note, you stick it on the door and you say, I had a quick question about your house. This is Rick. You put on your virtual phone number. And if you went out and put out 100 sticky notes on foreclosures, 5 to 8 people called you back, then you just saved a ton of time of all those people rejecting you. And honestly, door knocking is kind of dead with the advent of the Ring doorbell and the way society is today. So reverse driving for dollars is a perfect strategy. Use your government list. It's the most effective way to utilize this strategy. So my recommendation when you are picking out your marketing medium is to pick one first. Why? Because you're new to this. And I want you to be focused. And the only way you can do it is pick one. Why? Once you get one, you get it mastered, then you can start adding on from there. If you pick all of them at first and you don't understand it, the cost can get out of control and you're going to overwhelm yourself. And that's not how to start a wholesaling business in your first 30 days. Now we're moving on to phase 2 of wholesaling, which is acquisitions. And remember, we're using the 3-3-1 rule. So if I had 7 hours, I'm putting 3 hours towards this. Now, let me change my pen color here. And on acquisitions, basically the first thing you have to do, understand, this is your ability to talk to sellers, negotiate with sellers and write contracts. And this is where most wholesalers freak out. Don't worry, guys. I started out doing this. It does not require you to be an incredible salesperson. The key to being successful at acquisitions and wholesaling is number one, be authentic because you don't have to lie to people. You can be yourself. Number two, have the ability to connect with people, to build rapport and turn it into genuine conversations, just like they're doing business with a friend. So if you like spending time with your friends, you're more likely to do business with them. You have to take that exact same approach. You can never make somebody sell your house. So you're going to have to learn how to talk to sellers. And the best rule I can give you right now is the 80-20 rule. That means you're going to let your seller talk 80% of the time, and you're only going to talk 20. And that 80%, you're using these two things God gave you, your ears. So many people think in this part of the business, you have to become somebody else. Some people try to become like gurus they see on the internet. They want to wear a jacket and wear a fancy hat. Don't do any of that stuff because people don't care. The best person to be is be yourself. God gave you your God-given talents. Maybe you're funny, maybe you're charming, maybe you're just really genuine. Use whatever your God gift is and accent it and bring it to the table. And I'm telling you, you're going to do a lot better. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be Zach. Don't try to be somebody famous on the internet because people just don't care because it comes off fake and people are tired of fake. The next thing past the 80-20 rule is you're going to have to practice. And the first phase of practice is you got to work on yourself. So what you're going to have to do is you go over to freewholesaling.com. We have all the scripts. We have everything to help you get through this and just practice. You're going to use the mirror first. Then you're going to use your family or friends. And then if you want, jump on a live with me and Zach. At least 3 times a week, we go on live and we have a one-on-one mastermind we do for free. And we love the role play with you guys because we want to help you build your confidence and we want you to learn. So go in this order when you start out. The next phase after that is I want you to go over to Zillow Fizbos. They're free. And I just want you to start ripping through it and calling sellers and use the skill sets we teach you over at freewholesaling.com and teach you how to qualify. Why? Because I want you to get your confidence and I want you to hear every objection before you start using real customers because those are the ones I really need you to convert. Remember, I'm trying to get you successful in the first 30 days. You're going to have to put in the work. Think about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. These guys practice religiously no matter how they feel, and you are no different. If you think you're going to be a superstar without practicing, you're kidding yourself. Stop listening to these gurus that tell you you're going to be overnight success and just put in the work. Without you putting in the work, none of this works. You've got to practice. People that don't practice, they rarely succeed in their craft. So once we do that, we're going to teach you how to qualify people. And guys, this is all in freewholesaling.com. And we teach you an acronym called MCTP. I want you to go to freewholesaling.com. I go into grave detail on what it is. You guys that know it, you know it. If not, go check it out. And remember, Free Wholesaling is a free resource for you too. There's no upsells there for you. You're completely safe. I want you to get your first deal there, and then I'm going to teach you how to make your first 100 grand, and we'll go from there. So you're probably thinking at this point, but Rick, I don't have the experience and I don't have the confidence to talk to these people. You're somewhat right. You don't have the experience. Confidence comes from within, and you're just going to have to exude it up front, and you only get that by practicing, by doing these methods I'm sharing with you here. So here's what you got to understand. Your lack of experience or age, if you're young, Zach starting with 16, 17, I told him early when he got started, the only person that's going to have a problem with it is you. Your sellers have no idea. And honestly, I don't want you to lie to sellers. If you don't have the answer, come back, get somebody. We teach you how to assemble a team to help you get answers. Title companies, lawyers, real estate agents, me and Zach, whoever you need to get guidance, because telling lies is just, you lose all credibility. So first and foremost, if you feel you lack the experience or you're short on age, you got to look at that as an asset. Because if you're young, here's how you overcome lack of experience: with enthusiasm. Because enthusiasm is just your energy level you bring to people when you meet with them. It's really your attitude. And if you got a great attitude and you come from a helping, loving hand, people want to work with you. They actually want to see you succeed as long as you tell them the truth and you guide them along the journey. Remember, wholesaling has nothing to do with selling. I don't know why people say that. This is not a sales training. All you are is learning how to qualify people and move them down your funnel to see if you can put together a win-win situation. If you lack experience, you're going to get experience by practicing and by going through the steps I told you what to do on this live. And then what you're going to do from there is you're going to have just bubbling enthusiasm. Just be the most energetic person so it burns in the seller's mind to go, listen, that Rick guy, I'm not completely sure about him, but man, he had a great attitude. attitude. And that's how I overcame my inexperience. And if you're young, there's even more pressure for you to do that. And what you'll do is gain people's trust. You will get the confidence within. So listen, if you don't have the experience, you're going to get it along this journey. You're going to get it quick, but you have to have an incredible attitude and you have to bring enthusiasm and you have to be the light of people's joys. If you're down and boring, people know it. So fire it up, have fun with it, mirror people. Go over to freewholesaling.com. I teach in depth on how to do this part. So now we're moving on to our final phase. And remember on this one, we're doing the 3-3-1 rule. And then this is dispositions. Dispositions is just a fancy word for selling your contracts. Disposition's important and it can't be overlooked. And at freewholesaling.com, we teach you how to start using dispositions once you get halfway through your learning process, because without marketing and momentum, you don't have to worry about anything else. So dispositions is the art of finding cash buyers. Why do we need cash buyers? Because they're truly your customer in the product of wholesaling. So if your sellers are the product, your cash buyers are your customer, and your job is to go out and find them. So how do we find them? First, we do the for rent ads. You can do them either physical ones, the signs in the neighborhood, or you can look at digital ones online. Why? These are landlords. Landlords love cash flowing properties. They would love to get one from you because they're hard to find off the MLS. And in exchange, they give you a cash transaction and they move very fast, often in less than 2 weeks. So you want to find as many as possible. Another place where you can find more cash buyers is with realtors. They actually represent cash buyers, and a lot of them look at the properties for you and they vet their cash buyers. And realtors do not work unless they know people have the ability to close. So I love working with realtors. You're probably thinking, Rick, I don't want to pay a realtor. No, that's the wrong thought process. Even if you have to pay a realtor 3 to 6% more, understand they usually bring 10 to 15% more in the offering for your contract. So honestly, you actually make money using a realtor and you cut out a lot of the drama. Here's a big one most people often overlook are title companies. Well, Rick, title companies aren't going to buy it. No, but they have access to a plethora of cash buyers. Honestly, all deals go through title companies. They know who the players are. They know the people who have the funds, and they know the ones that are looking for wholesale type properties. And it's one of the best places to start to find cash buyers. And last but not least, you can go to your paid list, listrei.com, and you can simply look up cash buyers on there. You can do it by geographical area. You can do it by dollar amounts. You can do it in the last 6 months, the last year, however you want to do it. And honestly, if you're already using this paid service, you might as well get the benefit of it. Guys, this is how disposition works. Remember, all 3 phases work in conjunction with each other. But remember, when you start out in your wholesaling business, you have to focus heavily on marketing, because if you don't figure out the marketing, acquisitions won't be a problem and dispositions won't. But I want you to concentrate on marketing. And while you're doing the marketing and you're implementing and taking massive amounts of actions, you are learning the skills to acquisitions by practicing in the mirror with family and friends, and then calling on Zillows. And then what you're going to do is make it up with enthusiasm. And then you get to dispositions. You're calling on cash buyers. You're gathering intel. You're finding out what prices they're looking for, what areas they want. And then when you have that deal, you can easily move it within weeks, if not days, with a highly qualified cash buyer, because you've already built this list. And this is how the wholesale game is played. And the really cool part is you can repeat this process over and over, and each month you get more skills, you get more confidence, and before you know it, you can make 100K consistently every month. But you got to get through the first year or two, because this is where you're on the wholesale journey, and everybody has to go through it. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you and tell you it's like super easy. Here's the difference: is you have to put in the action. You have to put in extraordinary action. You have to move forward. I can't do it for you. If I could jump through the screen, I'd tell you right now, get off your butt, go out there, get your marketing fired up. And guys, go over to freewholesaling.com. I go into much greater detail on how to break this down, but I do not want you to get lost in the theory of wholesaling, because how you really learn it is by taking massive amounts of action. So guys, let me know in the comments, are you going to use these tips to get your wholesaling business up and running in 30 days or less? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. And as usual, if you got value from this video, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe notification button to continue to receive the absolute very best on wholesaling from Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video, guys. See you.